Alright guys, today we're going to talk about, obviously, Call of Duty, but we're going to talk about how it's been changing, and it's been changing over these years, a lot of these years actually, not in a good way. Because at this point, Activision is kind of destroying all their games, which is basically, you have Call of Duty Black Ops 3 that right now you can't really want to not play with unless you have a VPN or anything with security. A lot of their other games, there's bugs and kind of becoming unplayable. Like even Warzone, it's just not as good as before. Like at the start, yeah, it was good, but now, hold on. Ugh. Now it's not as good as it used to be, but it just, it's Activision is just basically too much with money now and not really listening to the people. Because now all they really care about is like weapon skins, operators, even, which is kind of, operators are, in my opinion, the skins are really pointless. You can't even see them. They're first person. At least the weapon skins you can see, but anyway, they're just over the price, really. Honestly, skins should just be like a bundle where you get like 4 of them. If they're not animation, you get 4 of them for like $5, and then an animation one would be like 1, but it'd be $4. Because overpricing things, people are not gonna buy it. They'll buy it more if it's lower. But besides that point, it's good to have that, but it's also, they should take the time and not worry about operators and cosmetics at this time and focus more on the gameplay. Because after playing Call of Duty beta, at the point, the first weekend was god awful. It was connection errors, the package loss was really bad, surprisingly. I mean, it's bad in all the games, but it was really bad in the beta. Weekend 2 was a little better, but not as, so, because the first weekend you have the Jackal gun, and I mean everyone was just using that because it was annoying and overpowered at that point, because it was at the point where if you pre-order it to the Vault Edition, you would have the main gun and already have a build for it, and you already got attachments that are good for it, but could have been avoided when. But that comes in another thing. Everything's too expensive, kind of like thinking about, like, let's say the new statue they were talking about from Call of Duty net when they were streaming it. They were talking, that wasn't supposed to happen. I'm gonna respond really quick. It wasn't supposed to. It's a thing for $350 for the statue, but you could get a camo. But in my opinion, the camo is not worth. If you don't like the statue, it's not worth buying. But a lot of people are gonna buy it because, you know, they're collectors, they don't want the camo. But in my opinion, they should not really do that kind of promotion of putting a camo for like a $350 thing. But what they should do is, since they kind of been ruining, obviously, Warzone with not really giving new content. I mean, they reamped some maps, but nothing really new. Like, we got like a bunch of shipment maps, and then one new one, which was like the drive-thru for the carnival. The battle pass or the black cell wasn't even, the skins are not really that good, honestly. But for Black Ops 6 is now the issue. They did fix the issue with, I hope they did reduce it a little, is the motion screen thing. Because I mean, the first weekend of the beta, I should stop calling it beta. It's basically what we're getting. It's not a beta, it's basically just what we're getting when the game first launched. The screen was shaking so much and a lot of people were getting motion sickness from it. Even I did. Second week, at least was still kind of getting motion sickness, but it was a little better. But it's just one I wouldn't play a long time because of it. But there was so much hate with the maps, which I don't blame. The maps were kind of skin. It was just you spawn, you get a kill, and then you come. You're like, oh wow, I got a kill, and then you would just spawn and get killed, and you'll keep going back and forth. You kill people, and then you spawn. It was not a good thing. But what they could do is, honestly, they took 4 years for Black Ops 6, and the problem is they're still having issues with the package loss and everything. And I mean, they had 4 years, so it the beta should have went smoothly, and they shouldn't have had so many issues with people getting connected, and then people were getting false ban, and then there was actually people hacking and they weren't getting it, and then so many people were losing things, and it was a mess. But honestly, for this time, they should just work on Warzone with the finishing up this season, which would be 6, which they have pretty much everything out, and then put all their efforts after the Black Ops 6, because they kind of made the mistake. They should have gave us a 1 week early to play campaign, because now all of us are going to have to decide if we want to play zombies first, multiplayer first, so we don't fall behind, or we want to play campaign. Honestly, I'm probably going to play multiplayer first, just because I don't want to fall behind. But I'm not going to put, obviously, a lot of time into it, and I'm not going to put... I didn't really buy any Warzone packs, because, honestly, they weren't that good. It's because it just wasn't good, because it was like, yeah, I get a weapon skin, it looks nice and all that, but it's like, I want more game function, aka no frame drops that usually, but some servers are really laggy. And so if we have to put most of the time in, what they should do when they start the Black Ops 6, focus on the maps, focus on game mechanics, and don't bother releasing weapon skins, weapon skins and operator skins, because, and what they do is, I would just not really worry about Warzone much anymore, because honestly, they should probably focus on one game. If they could focus on one game instead of start working on another one. I know Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was 4 years, but didn't really feel like 4 years, just with all the issues they were having and all that. But if they take the time and work on Black Ops 6, they could probably just have, hopefully, a game that could last for a couple more than a few years. I mean, we have a few games like, for example, Payday 2. I mean, that game lasted a long time, and there's not many games of that. There's only 3 of those, but the second one was popular and lasted about 10 years or 8. A shooter, Rainbow Six Siege lasted a while, still lasting. It's just because Activision literally just really cares about money instead of gameplay. Because, like, skilled matchmaking, oh my god, weekend 1 in the beta, that thing was max. You had max skill matchmaking. It was not fun. It was the sweatiest weekend for the beta. Second one was a little better, but they did not turn down. It was just so... They need to honestly get rid of it. But I know they won't get rid of it because a lot of games now use skill. Everything, but because it's just like if you're gonna have to sweat. If you're gonna have to sweat all the time, it'll be bad. Because I mean, if you're new, you want to at least learn the mechanics before you start getting put with sweats. You don't wanna. You want skill. You want the skill matchmaking not there because you'll get some people that are your level, some that are really sweaty, and some are not. So at least you have a variety to learn the mechanics, and then get better to destroy the sweat ones. And then gradually, yes, you'll get in the more sweatier lobbies, but not at the beginning if you never played Call of Duty or anything. But and the maps gotta be more because I don't want to be on a map like the beta where you literally spawn in, you get a few kills, and then you're just automatically dead. Because we don't even have varieties. We have a few. We're gonna have a few medium maps and then some small ones. We're not even gonna have. We're not even gonna have big maps that much. We might have one or two, but the way it sounds, they're not really gonna do big maps. We're only gonna get small and little, which kind of stinks. It would be nicer to have some big maps. Some zombies, I'm hoping is gonna be good because I'm a little worried about the zombies because the way it looked in the trailer, it looked really good. But the problem is, if you look at it, the map is. It seems like it's bright, and it's like, why is the map so bright? And it's ridiculous, but what they should do is if they made the map bright, they should make it like a cycle of day where the first, let's say 10 rounds are day, and once you get to 11, it goes to dusk, and then 20, it'll finish dusk, and then start going into night, and then you'll be in the night, and then after another 10, you go back to like almost day, and then it'll keep going. Every 10, it'll switch the cycle, so at least you'll have a different time of day. And each time the day changes, the zombies would be harder. So like night, you might get a lot of special ones. I'm just hoping. We didn't see much of the zombies, but I'm hoping like the dogs are still in it. And I miss those zombies when they're electric and the only way to fight them was the knives. That was, and then just hopefully the major concern for me would be for the game is they have to fix the maps, because especially if we're gonna get small and medium and like gun games, that or a free-for-all, if we have free-for-all, that'd be a little much. But for battle passes though, now we should talk about them. So I want to talk about some of the pricing. $30 for the black cell is ridiculous. I mean, yes, you get a lot of stuff, but $30 is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. It should be. If we go by that, come on. Oh, he's in the building. Oops, I didn't see the Michael. The normal battle pass should be $5. The second one should be $10, and then $15 should be black cell. So that'd be nice. And then if they're gonna keep doing bundles in the shop, like usually it's like sometimes 3,000 COD points or 24. That's a little too much. Maybe skins should be like, I say for operator skins should be like $3. I know some might be put a lot of work, but some of them are AI generated art. But not all of them, but they should be at least $5 because you can't see them. So if you still want to support them with the operator skins, you would do $5. $5 or $3 honestly. If they're animated, I would probably say animated. Animated would be like $5, and then $3 would be normal operators. And then same things for wraps. Wraps would be like camos would be like $2 for normal ones, and like $5 for animated ones. And then it would be like $10 if you got like a bundle of like 5 animated wraps. I mean, because if you don't charge that much, more people are gonna get it because it's gonna be cheaper, honestly. Because not a lot of people are gonna go look at a skin. It's like, oh, it's nice, but I'm not gonna pay about $30 or more just for one skin, or even put battle pass on this one. But again, that should be their less priority. That should be like, if they do that, it should be a couple, maybe a few skins, a few upper skins, like 2 every 3 weeks or something, and then 1 for and then like a wrap maybe. You shop a certain amount of times, maybe every 2 weeks or 1 week. But the main, and then they gotta have a lot of in-game events, and they gotta go all out. Like Halloween, Christmas, they have to go out. They can't just, and they can't go where this one seems like it's not really that Halloween. Yeah, they might give you Halloween challenges and all that. You get maybe more wrap or something, but it's not worth it. But they gotta go really big for Halloween and Christmas and all those holidays. And then for normal challenges, some could be like anime wraps or operators, but they gotta add a lot of more game modes where we could play, like have gun game was fun, free for all would be cool, bomb, search and destroy would be fun, team deathmatch, capture the point, hard point, domination, and bodyguard. And then we need something else besides the movement in the game. I mean, yes, it's a big thing. Maybe we have another mechanic. We could interact with things on the map sometimes. Like if there's like this thing, I could press the button and it could move, and this thing would move, and I could follow it and like take cover behind it. But that would be cool. I would put, if they're gonna be serious about changing it, the most thing they need to change is actually listen really to their community, because a lot of times, pretty much all the time, they don't really listen to us, and we're the ones that are playing it. I mean, yeah, they're trying to make money. They're all trying to make money, all game developers, but a lot of other game developers, a lot of times actually not so much. That guy though. Like, instead of working on a game, they should take a chance. So instead of, like, you know how it was like 2 years, or the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was 4 years. Again, didn't feel like 4 years to develop. They take longer to develop a game, to make it last longer. Try to make one Call of Duty game last. If they can. Probably can't, but if they can. What they need to do. Let me
Down to you, soldier. Stay sharp. Your squad mates are deploying. Well done.
Dang. So, I would say you would have to, if you could pull a thing off, like how Payday 2, Dead by Daylight, any other games that lasted, let's say, even GTA, lasted for a couple of years, like 8-10 years. Not many games. I mean, GTA, God, but like Dead by Daylight, Payday 2, they don't have many games. If you can make your game, can I not heal you? I'm so confused why I can't.
Survive until your squad can redeploy. You've got reinforcements inbound.
Okay, you redeploy, so I'm gonna give up. I don't know why I didn't deploy. I don't know why I didn't deploy that. They should try to get Call of Duty
Go get your revenge.
to last more than 4 years. Well, it might be a challenge,
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
but they listen to their community and they keep the content coming. They could probably make the game last longer, and I would try to make the game last longer instead of working on another one. I missed him. Because I would rather have, if they can make the game last for like 5 years or more without working on another one and give us a lot of content in one game, I would be satisfied. But if they're not, this game's not going to last long because they're already getting a lot of backlash from the beta, so. And the game hasn't even hit yet because it's October, so. Yeah, they have a lot of work to do. I would start listening to the community and change their pricing, and maybe instead of working so much on the game of Warzone, I mean they can still work on Warzone, really focus on their new game, because if they don't, they might. They might lose. They're gonna lose a lot of popularity on their new game.
Well done. Enemy soldier incoming.
So they could keep.
You're getting another
They
chance.
could keep working on Warzone 2, but I think their main focus is they should focus on Black Ops 6, because they're not really. Activision is really not a Warzone, a battle royale game. It should have been multiplayer, and I hope they focus more on multiplayer, and yeah, and hope to see how long that game lasts. But I'm not gonna put really anything into it. Like I only put my pre-order in, but besides that, that's all I'm putting into the game, because if they don't add a lot of stuff and don't prove their game to last longer than a couple months or 2 years, there's no point of putting stuff into it. So, Activision, make a change and hope for the best. You listen to your community, but if you don't, you will be a downfall to your game, because you're already downfalled. Your update to Warzone has already made your downfall to Warzone now, and your Warzone is still your popular one for now. You already ruined your other games, don't ruin your other ones. And also fish your lost package. Until next time, peace out.